Okay folks, so seeing as how I'm on a roll today, it's Crazy Welder, and I'm going to be showing you folks how to do the Alyx SDK mod. Now this is a community SDK to allow you to get into early mapping and modeling with the Source 2 engine. Now again, this is all very much work in progress, so just hang on with me as we go through this. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download the information off of this GitHub repo, which I'll also link in the video below. As you can see here, what you will need to do is you will need to run this specific script. What the script is going to do is it's going to create a new Half Life Alyx game directory in your, for example, Steam default folder, at which point you will be able to go into it and see that you can have all the SDK files compiled in there at that point. Now, in order to also see the files from the SDK, you will need to download these additional files in here, which you will then need to place into your main Half-Life Alyx folder, which is not going to be the SDK folder. Very important that this goes into the main Half-Life Alyx directory, at which point you will be able to launch and run this. So how does this work exactly? Well, you're going to take a look in here. After you've downloaded this Half-Life Alyx SDK setup, you're going to run this file, which is going to ask you if you want to use the Steam Apps directory. You can say yes or no. If no, it will ask you where you want to have this installed. After which point it's going to ask you if the amount of files, which is about 2 gigs, is okay. You will say yes, and then it's going to ask you for where your game is located if it's not in the default Steam C program files directory. After this is all fun and done, you're going to have a great time, because all you need to do is go into the launch Half-Life Alyx folder. You're going to go ahead and edit that with Notepad, and what you will do is you will replace everything inside these brackets here with the actual location of where your SDK has been installed into, which for most people is going to be in their source mods directory under Half-Life Alyx SDK game/bin/win64/hlvr.exe. Now, keep in mind that this may take just a little bit of time to get going before you're able to get this process up and running. For me, it took about 5 minutes or so. The other important part here is if you wanted to match your display, you're going to want to set the resolution of your monitor in here to allow you to have a good view into what's happening. Now, these steps are fairly straightforward and fairly easy, but you will also need to download an app called VRF, or you can also use GCFscape. And the reason for this is because when you initially open up the Half-Life Alyx SDK, you will have 0 assets, because you will need to actually open up these VPK files, at which point what you'll want to do is select any and all the various assets that you have in here, for example models, and you're going to want to export these back into the directory where your Alyx SDK lives. So in my case, if we go back here, see here, I'm actually still not in the right directory. You're going to go back to source mods, Half-Life Alyx SDK, and then just follow the same kind of model paths that you see within the VRF software to be able to get this going. So basically, if the models are located under a separate folder in here, you'll want to look for that same folder and paste it into this area here so that you can have access to the models. After you've done all of this, the process is pretty simple. Go back into where the SDK installer was originally placed. You will at that point launch the Half-Life Alyx BAP file, and it will open the editor for you. Now, again, this is all very kind of straightforward. Anytime that you add any additional assets, you'll want to go in here and you'll want to reload. So, currently I don't have a whole lot in here, and I haven't found the actual texture locations for the grunt model of this particular unit. But as I said before, this is all a very preliminary kind of, asset viewer / materials and maps editor. Now, I will be doing some more videos on how to open up maps and edit them, but I am a noob in this, as you guys are right now, because none of us have really done too much in terms of the Hammer editor with Source 2, so things are still a little bit new to everyone. But as it stands, this has been a quick tutorial on how to get the SDK up and running with Half-Life Alyx, and look forward to more videos on this topic as I kind of explore this and as we get things up and running. Thank you guys, and if you liked the video, please like and subscribe.